So remember, as we talked about at the start of this video, the heart is a muscular organ that pumps blood to all parts of the body. So now that we understand the basic structure of the heart, we're going to look at how blood progresses through that structure, what we described as 4 chambers, in order to be pumped to the body. So let's actually start outside of the heart, in the body, in places like our arms, our legs, our brain, our head, our organs, places where we know that blood is cycling through, and thus that blood needs to make its way back to the heart. And so just as a note, I'm going to draw this blood as blue, just as a detail. So we have all this blood coming from different places. It needs to make its way back to the heart. So all of this blood, this used blood, actually converges and drains into the right atrium. So the blood fills this chamber, the right atrium. And once the right atrium is full with blood, it squeezes, pushing blood down into the right ventricle. And so I'll just signify that by this little scribbling and noting that we have now the blood is in the right ventricle. Then the right ventricle squeezes, and that pushes the blood out what looks like this blue pipe toward the lungs. And as the blood rushes through your lungs, what it's doing is it's picking up oxygen or water in your lungs. And to signify this change in the blood content, I'm actually going to switch the color that I'm using to delineate where the blood is going. So instead of blue, I'm going to change to red to signify that our blood now has oxygen after passing through the lungs. And if this doesn't make sense right now, that's not a big deal. We'll come back to it. But just so you know, the path for the blood is now red. From the lungs, this blood that is now high in oxygen content then drains into the left atrium. Once the left atrium fills with blood, as I'm sure you can guess from what happened in the right atrium, the left atrium squeezes to push that blood down into the left ventricle. And then finally the left ventricle, once it's full with blood, squeezes to push all of the blood out to all parts of the body. So out to the arms, to the legs, to your brain, to your organs. And you can see that we're back to where we started. So our arms, legs, head, organ, all those things use that blood. And then it returns to the heart in the right atrium, and that cycle continues. So now, if we go back to the schematic, hopefully that makes more sense. So if you're still a little bit confused, in the next video, we're going to go through the same thing, the path that the blood takes through the heart, but with this exact schematic.